We're going right back to that part of the story that we haven't told yet. How did the mafia begin?
All of the men in this room are bound by blood.
One of the strongest changes in direction we could take for the franchise creatively was to not set the game in a city, but rather to take it to somewhere else to show where these criminal customs and traditions began.
I'd very much consider Sicily and Sicilian culture almost as a character within the story.
When I say to someone 1900 Sicily, where does their mind go? What have they seen before? What do they expect? What's the fantasy? We try and put ourselves in that place and try and imagine how we would start to build the game around that experience.
It also gives us an opportunity to present players with something that they haven't seen before.
We're quite lucky because Sicily at this time was photographed by a handful of people, and those photographs still exist. There's one really iconic image for me with a child, and you can see, the incredible poverty. There's such humanity in those faces. There's such a huge amount of storytelling in that location because they're also in front of one of these beautiful carved stone buildings. That's the starting point for me.
Sicily's been in the franchise before. Sicily's featured in Mafia 2. That's something that was very interesting to us when we went back and looked at the possibility of making a new game in this environment.
Sicily is a much more diverse country than I think a lot of people imagine. Greek and Roman ruins and some of the Byzantine architecture as well as the Norman architecture, right? So it's a very diverse world.
Sicily is rich on many architecture styles. There are certain, as we call it, layers of history.
It's very exciting to explore this setting and time period. It brings some challenges also for us, but it's quite fun to try to tackle those.
The team's able to deliver really, really spectacular environments, beautiful looking scenes, which really captures the essence of Sicily.
I went with a team of artists to go to Sicily to work with Storm Minds, our dev partners in Sicily, and they took us on the most incredible journey, taking in so many different locations. Every day was super jam-packed between museums and other locations, meeting people that you wouldn't have expected to meet, and there's no way that we could have met on our own.
We work closely with Hangar 13 to recreate early 900 Sicilian cities, ensuring that every cultural and narrative reference is as accurate as possible.
We wanted to highlight aspects of Sicily that many had never seen before.
I felt we were captured in a time capsule because from every corner of the street we've seen the history.
Sicily isn't just a backdrop for us, it's a place that welcomes you, that you come to understand and appreciate. We can't wait for players to experience it firsthand.
This is a family, and in this family we follow a code of honor.
Our priority has always been to ensure that everything in the game feels authentic.
The details are absolutely key in keeping the immersion of the player.
We need to make sure that the game is grounded in the real history of the Sicilian mafia. Experts in their field are able to kind of help us contextualize things that we read and the stuff that we see on the screen with real lived experiences.
When it comes to something like the knives in the game, there's very little reference that's available for that, right? And so really we had to dig very deep. So we went into some tiny little backwater sort of machine shop where this guy and his son were still crafting knives by hand, imbuing them with their particular regional styles and also their thumbprints, if you like, of their particular approach to building knives. You just wouldn't really have experienced that any other way.
Previous Mafia games were more or less city heavy, and now we are moving to more organic wildlife setting of Sicily.
A very realistic, high fidelity, authentic setting. It really feels like we're transporting you back to 1900 Sicily. That's what Mafia players really expect from one of our games.
Players will form a relationship with Sicily over the course of this game. The landscape is always a character in any Mafia game. I think that's especially true of this location and of this time period and setting.
The promise is to play a classic mob movie. That's the game that you're going to play, allowing players to really imagine themselves back in that time and playing through the game as a Sicilian gangster. I hope players find it as exciting as we do.
I can't wait to show what we've built genuinely to the world.
Welcome.